Daniil, really well played today. Congrats.
Thanks.
You talked on court after the match about wanting to get better every single round. And I wonder if you could tell me, it's hard for me to see you doing anything better than you did today, but what do you think you could improve upon if you're going to go ahead and win this title?
Yeah, I mean, it's in general. Like, I could serve for better. For example, my percentage went down really significantly at one moment in the match. So I can always find things, but I was talking in general that it's always better to start the tournament maybe a little bit rusty and then to play better and better than to start the tournament really good and maybe get burned out till the third or fourth round. So that's what I was talking about. But yeah, if we talk about today's match, maybe I could serve better. If not, I was playing really good. Happy about my game, yeah.
And finally, last year, after you made that runner-up performance in New York, did you pretty much have it in your head that you were on a quest to now go on and make the next step this season? Has it been in your mind ever since? That's your main goal?
No, not at all. I always, as a person, I take it step by step. So every tournament I play, if it's an ATP 250 or a Grand Slam, I take it match by match. Of course, I want to win any tournament I play. So no matter which tournament I play, my goal is to win the whole thing. But I take it really match by match, and it's already after the tournament where I'm looking back on the tournament and deciding whether I made a good tournament or I'm disappointed with my result. And it always depends, of course, on the last match you play. Well, if you win the tournament, it's great. If you lose a match, that's where you're like, did you give everything you could? Did you play good? If yes, then congrats to the opponent, and let's go for the next one. So it's a different mentality.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Danil, if you could look to your left to the video board or the monitor with the blue screen. Written question from Willie Weinbaum of ESPN. Not when you were juniors or new on the tour, but at this moment, what do you see as the biggest similarities and differences between your game and Andre's?
Yeah, I think if we're talking only about the game, there are not many similarities. We are playing different tennis. I play a little bit more counter-attack with trying to make my opponent in trouble, maybe seeing what my opponent does and then deciding how I'm going to play. Andre is different. He tries to dictate the game with his forehand. He tries to go for the shots. He doesn't really care what the opponent does. He just cares about himself. So it's a different strategy. But I think what is a similarity that starting from juniors, we always try to get better. We always pushed each other. We are always happy when we win and disappointed when we lose. I'm talking also for each other. So really happy that we managed to play in a quarterfinal of a slam, and we couldn't play any later. So that's the latest stage we could play, and I'm really happy about it.
Very good. Let's go back to the video board. Let's go to Australia for Craig from Crosscourt. Craig, you are live.
So, Danil, obviously things are very different now to 12 months ago. But if you had to just talk about your game and your development, where would you say you are now compared to, at this stage of the tournament, compared to last year?
Really tough to answer this question. I think actually impossible because completely different situations. Last year we had a full season where you go clay, grass, prepare for USA, you play Washington, Montreal, Cincinnati. Here we just came in New York to play two tournaments on the same site, you know. So I can more talk about only this tournament this year, and I'm playing really good. So if I should compare it to last year, probably I'm playing the same probably, but it's tough to say. I wouldn't give my hand to cut to say this. So I'm just playing good this year, this few rounds, so I'm happy about it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
If we can go back to the monitor on the left, Mike McIntyre of Tennis Canada. You fed off the crowd energy in your run to the finals last summer so well. How much are you missing that right now and playing the role of the quote-unquote villain, so to speak, that you did with such a smile on your face last year?
Well, what I should say that finally it ended up well, you know, like in romantic romantic American movies. So actually, it's really sad that there is no crowd this year because I think would be funny to see if they would be cheering me on or not. Hopefully, yes. So hopefully, I'll come many more years in New York and we'll have a good relationship with the crowd.
Very nice. Let's go back to the video board. Let's go to Andrew from the ATP Tour. Andrew, you are live. You can get a question and a follow-up, Andrew.
Hey, Danil. First of all, congrats. You and Andre have spoken about this in the past, not just now, about how you used to lob in the juniors with him and just do whatever it took. Could you was that you as a kid just finding any way to win? What was the history of that with all the lobbing?
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of weapons to win when I was. It was when we were really young, so like 9-10 years. I didn't have any weapons to win the match sometimes. So I was always on practice trying to play aggressive, maybe going to the net and stuff like this. And then there was a match going, I start to do it, and I'm losing 3-0, and the match is up to 4. Not the match, but the set. So I'm like, no, back to lobs. Yeah, because I always hated to lose. So maybe even the better mentality for a kid maybe would be to try to stick to his game plan or something like this. At the same time, it's always good when you want to win also. So I think I had a good mentality finally.
For sure. And someone who always sort of went after the ball, Andre, how would you say that he's grown in the 3 years since he made the quarters here the first time?
Yeah, I'm sure he learned a lot of new things because, as you say, as far as we know him, he was always going for crazy shots, going for winners. But he was not consistent before, which was just showing the ranking and the results. This is easy in tennis. And he really progressed starting last year. He, I think, changed something in his mindset, in his game. And now he's one of the best players in the world, only going up the rankings, top 10 soon, I guess. So really happy for him, and hopefully we can have a good match to play.
Thank you, Danil.
We will close with another written question to your left from Willie Weinbaum of ESPN. What did you learn from the memorable match against Nadal a year ago here at the Open?
Yeah, I answered this question many times, and I always don't remember what I answered, so I always try to think again. I think the main thing I learned that I'm able to play in a Grand Slam final against one of the best tennis players in the history of the sport, being in his top shape, and I was very close to win. Gave him a great fight. I was able to hold physically, so that's all the small things I learned there.
Okay, back to the video board. We have a follow-up from Australia. Craig, you are live.
Thanks. Daniil, does it mean anything that you're the only player on the men's draw that hasn't dropped a set yet, the ones of the players left? Do you take any notice of that or not?
No, honestly, it doesn't mean anything because what matters is the next match. So, for example, talking about Coric, who saved 6 match points, and maybe it's going to be him the winner of US Open. And so it doesn't matter that he lost a lot of sets coming to win the title. So it doesn't mean anything, but it's great to save some energy. This counts in the Grand Slam. This is great. That's what I'm happy about. And it means, yeah, that I'm playing good tennis. So hopefully I can have some more matches like this.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Chris from usopen.org. Chris, you are live.
Daniil, looking ahead to facing Andre, was it tricky at all? Kind of emotionally, the times you played him, or are you guys able to completely compartmentalize and separate the friendship from the competition?
I think actually with him, we never had problems on the court, like tricky moments, maybe getting angry at each other. I think with him, we never had it. We really respect each other on and out of the court. Great friends. So, but it's always tricky to play your friend, It's more unconsciously, because consciously you just prepare for your match, you try to win it, but unconsciously you know that it's your friend, you know him from 8 years, so already 16 years, and there is some things going on for sure in your mentality, but you always try to get rid of it.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danil. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good luck.